The armed forces of Ukraine have launched a counteroffensive in the south of the country and have already taken control of several localities. Today, we can see the fruit of our actions so far. Victory is near. First of all, we can now speak of the Kherson Oblast. The occupiers are trying to establish a bridgehead there. Collaborators with them made many brazen statements that were without coverage. But did it help them? Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces are gradually liberating the region. Russian troops are still firing at Ukrainian cities, but not all missiles reach their target. Yep. Representatives of various nations are fighting on the Ukrainian side. The media reported the death of 2 Americans, a Canadian and a Swede. Yesterday evening, the news came about the death of a Pole, an MMA fighter. It is with great sadness that we received the information about the death of Tomek, who as a Polish volunteer fought in the International Defense Legion of Ukraine and died there. Tomek took part and won the 2nd MMA Championships, organizing Gliwice. Rest in peace. The Kremlin is lost in lies. Yesterday, the Russians, despite the agreement signed in Istanbul, fired on the port in Odesa. At first, Moscow did not admit to this attack. Today, however, the spokeswoman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia, Maria Zakharova, informed that Russian forces had destroyed a military ship in Odesa. With a precise blow, the Caliber missiles destroyed the military infrastructure of the port in Odesa, sending a Ukrainian military ship to the address beloved by the Kiev regime. Yesterday's scandalous attack on Odesa was commented on by Turkey, which together with the UN contributed to the signing of the grain export agreement. We are very concerned about the fact that such an incident happened immediately after the agreement we had prepared on the transport of grain was concluded. However, we continue to fulfill our obligations under the agreement, and in our meetings we also made it clear that we are working calmly and patiently with the parties of the conflict. The United States has strongly condemned this attack. It undermines the effort to bring food to the hungry and the credibility of Russia's commitments to the deal finalized yesterday to allow Ukrainian exports. Ukrainian soldiers are being trained in Great Britain. One of such places was visited by the resigning Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who recalled the scale of British aid for Ukrainians.
I've been meeting some of the 400 Ukrainian troops who are here being trained by our forces, getting ready to go and fight in Ukraine. That's part of a huge commitment we've made to train Ukrainian forces. We want to train about 10,000 of them over the next 4 months.
358 children have died in Ukraine since the beginning of the war. The Russians destroyed over 2,000 educational institutions and 127 hospitals.